The Rise of a Coastbreaker. Good morning, students. Wands out, please. For today's lesson, we'll be brushing up on Feather Duster to Ferret. Require one brave volunteer to come up and provide the class with a demonstration. I'd be happy to give it a go. I think perhaps I'd like to hear from someone else for this demonstration. Let's see how about. You? Are you pointing at me? If you would kindly step up to the front and demonstrate. Why did I get rejected? Isn't that the kid who always has trouble casting Wingardium Leviosa? I've given him a few tutoring lessons before, but unfortunately he still hasn't seemed to master it. Oh! Apparently not. Did everyone see that? Confused Feather Duster to Ferret with Gobstone to Skunk. Nice one, mate. The Wingardium Leviosa kid's tricks again. At least he toned it into something. I'm so embarrassed. Don't worry, it's an honest mistake. Anyone could have made it. Because that's who I am, apparently. That Horrible Instant in Charms class has followed me around ever since we were forced to use. People don't even know my real name. They just call me Wingardium Leviosa kid. I know what it's like to get stuck with a nickname. But it's a nickname you should be proud of. Everyone at the school loves you. You are known for being brave and heroic. Meanwhile, I'm known for being terrible at spells. I'm tired of it. I need to prove to the rest of the student body that I'm more than just that kid. I have an idea how to reinvent myself. If you don't mind, I'd love to hear what it's like to be in a Coastbreaker. What would you like to know? After hearing your exciting stories of heroism firsthand, I've decided how to reinvent myself. I want to become a great Coastbreaker like you. You do? That's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. A Coastbreaker who can't even do basic spells. He wouldn't survive a single day. Not fair, Mila. Being a good Coastbreaker doesn't boil down to just one skill. For all we know, he could be an excellent Coastbreaker. Which is exactly where you come in. You want me to teach you to be a Coastbreaker. If I'm to make it as a Coastbreaker, I'll need someone to show me how it's done. I'm honored that you would like me to be a mentor, but I was still into Coastbreaking to save my brother. I genuinely do want to help you, but honestly, I'm not sure exactly where we'd even begin. That's the easy part. We could begin by receiving some formal training together, by learning about proper Coastbreaking technique at the library. I'm a bit embarrassed to say, I don't believe you have actually told me your name yet. Wilfred Levy Kid. Initials is WLK. That's family tradition. My father's name was Wilford as well, so I prefer to go by Levy. Nice to meet you officially. Now I know your name. I promise I won't forget it. Let's head to the library. Hey Levy, what's that you've got there? was reading this book for brain teasers while I waited. I love solving puzzles. But now that you're here, we can get started learning about Coastbreaking. I took the liberty of searching the library for every book on the topic that I could find. Excellent. As I told you earlier, I never received any formal training, so doing this research will be helpful for me to... You're the first person who's ever believed in me before. I won't forget the way you stood up for me. Under your mentorship, I really hope we'll get to prove her wrong. It's clear to me that becoming a Coastbreaker is something you really care about. I'll do my best to keep you safe and give you the tools you need to succeed. Let's train. So did you find our first lesson about Coastbreaking to be helpful? Very helpful. There's so much to learn. I only hope I'll be able to remember it all. For me to take away, what should it be? As we just read, it's important to be adaptable whenever you're on a coast-breaking mission, because no two coast-breaking adventures are ever the same. You must always expect the unexpected. That's the same as being cautious in a way. That's a great advice. I'll do my best to be prepared for anything that comes our way. For me, one of the most interesting things is how many famous coastbreakers worked at Gringotts. Many of the best coastbreakers in the Wizarding World have gotten to start working for Gringotts. You're friends with Bill Weasley, that's Smash, and I would very much like to meet him one day. I could arrange for an introduction, of course, and if we ask nicely, maybe Bill would even allow us to shadow him on one of his adventures. I quite agree. Let's go meet up with Bill and see if we can accompany him. Oh, so it's just like the last event. We accompany Bill, and then a tragedy, well, not a tragedy, because the last one wasn't that tragic, but like an incident occurs, and you have to do something about it. Here we are back at the Three Broomsticks, just like the time we surprised you with after your graduation. Smashing good time, but something tells me we are not here for another party. I'm helping Levi here pursue his dream, and I figured you may be willing to help. I do all you want after you help me with the Hungarian Horntail. I'll do what I can. This is so exciting, I can't believe I'm sitting here. And yet, here you are. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Weasley. If I may ask, why did you originally decide to become a Coastbreaker? Darkos here actually helped me to discover a career in coastbreaking. I have found it to be thrilling ever since. The life of a coastbreaker is many things, but it's never boring. That's certainly true. What is your favorite thing about being a coastbreaker? Just like you, I love the excitement and thrills that come with every new coastbreaking adventure, both of which you possess. Thanks, that means a lot coming from you. Simply the truth, but I know you didn't come here fishing for compliments. You came to ask for my help. We were wondering if you may let us accompany you on your next mission. It would really be helpful for Levi to see a professional coastbreaker in action. Personally, love to go on another coastbreaking adventure. I could be open to having some companions, but this is serious business and I won't take just anyone along. However, Levi and I have only just met. Tell me why I should agree. Please allow me to give in to you. After considering your arguments for why I should take you along on my next mission, you have convinced me that even though Levi may be inexperienced, his heart is clearly in the right place. It really means that much to you. I will let you both tag along. What's that? As I told you, coastbreaking is serious business, and when we are out in the field, stakes will be very high. It's important you understand what you're signing up for. That means getting a sense of both the good and bad aspects of the job. You need to be absolutely certain you're aware of the dangers that lie ahead. I think I know the perfect person to help you understand what Bill and I are talking about. Someone who's recently been afflicted with a powerful dark curse. Isn't that the girl who got trapped in the portrait? You two should go talk to Beatrix so that Vi can hear about her experience. Afterwards, if it's still what Levi wants, then the two of you can find me at Gringotts. If you're ready, let's go to Beatrix. Try again, Beatrix, and this time with feeling. Careful, you almost wound up with 2 large front teeth. That's not funny, one of us could have gotten hurt. We told you the path of a Coastbreaker could be a dangerous one. I didn't mean to scare you, and is that Leviosa kid, please don't call me that. And Leviosa kid are friends now, that's Rich. His name's Levi, and I've taken him under my wing. Good for you. What does that have to do with us? Before we go on a dangerous mission, I figured it would be a good idea for him to meet you. As someone who has set for the coast and got stuck in the painting, Levi could learn a lot from you. I'll bet that would. That's all anyone ever wants to talk to me about, but what should I tell you? I know you went through was horrible. You don't have to share anything if it's too painful. Believe it or not, I'm actually proud of what I went through. I wouldn't be who I am now if I hadn't. We can talk about what happened, only if you promise not to get all mushy about it. Now that you have heard Beatrix's horror and story about getting cursed, how does that make you feel? It was awful, but I survived. I came out even stronger. We know you did. But nobody else seems to see me that way. I feel the same way. Everyone only sees one little piece, the one thing I'm bad at. That's precisely why I'm so determined to change that and prove myself as a Coastbreaker. You should do, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Are you certain that this is what you want? I'm more certain than ever talking to Beatrice has made me realize I'm not scared of getting close. That's all I need to hear. Let's head over to Gringotts and find Bill. Crikey, just look at this place, it's simply amazing. No matter how many times I've been here before, it never gets less spectacular. You're here, I assume that means Levi has made a decision. Yes, after meeting with Beatrix, I'm more determined than ever to become a Coastbreaker. I'm glad to hear it. In that case, I'd like to introduce you to Griphook. Nice to meet you. We have actually met before. I asked you to consider coming to work for Gringotts. I'm still leaving my options open. I have invited Darkos and Levi to join me on my new assignment. Very good, and speaking of your new assignment, listen closely, I will now explain your details. I believe I know the exact spot in the Forbidden Forest where you say the treasure is buried in the Red Cap's hole while searching for Traverse's Arrowhead. I'm glad you're familiar with it. We recently called on the Linkwood clients to pay their sizable debts back to the bank. They chose to bury the treasure in hopes for keeping it from us. Don't worry, we'll get that treasure for you. The mission sounds fairly straightforward in comparison to some of the other ones. It's only less dangerous than our rumble with the Hungarian Horntail. There's always a chance for things to go on. So before we set out, how will you behave if the situation turns dangerous? We'll quickly spin into action. It won't be the first time I've fought my way into the Red Cap's hole. Although I'm not sure any of my defensive spells are good enough yet. I appreciate your bravado. I implore you both not to do anything brash. It could get us all hurt. I meant that we'll watch out for each other and take action if necessary. This is so exciting, I can't believe I'm actually hunting treasure. This is the place where Gurpo said the treasure would be buried. Let's get in and get the treasure and the hell is that? Nice, Levi. Oh, so thanks. Who dares intrude with such a rank blunder to wake this beast and disturb my slumber? What is that thing? You have found the right location, so you must be clever as a minx. But if you hope to hold this treasure, you'll have to defeat the Sphinx. My day just became a whole lot worse. Just like the club I belong to, but how in the name of Mohn's Beard are we supposed to defeat it? I'll have to ask the Sphinx that. It'll only respond if it's spoken to directly. Madam Sphinx, how are we supposed to defeat you? To best this cunning Sphinx, you must solve my riddle 3. Then find the gifts of Hogwarts and bring them back to me. I see, so if we solve all 3 of your riddles and find these gifts of Hogwarts, you'll let us have the treasure. If you choose to commence, do so at your own expense, for one and darkly looms. That all who fail the Sphinx quest will meet their certain dooms. Was that a death threat? I have never received a death threat before. Now you understand why we wanted you to think very carefully before coming along on this mission. Are you starting to have second thoughts about your decisions to becoming a curse breaker? And a million years for just out of curiosity, do you have any tips for what to do when you are completely terrified and need to muster up courage? Whenever I'm scared, I like to turn to my friends and rely on them for support. It's important to remember you're not alone. The 3 of us are all in this together. You know what? That actually does make me feel a lot better, and I'm ready to proceed with the mission now. We accept your challenge, then let us start at the beginning and not in the middle. To find the first gift of Hogwarts, you must solve this challenging riddle. Alright, we are ready whenever you are. What's your clue? Golden baby, silver winds. When I'm found, the whistle sings. It's the snitch. It's a snitch, no? So now that we have had a chance to puzzle over these clues, are we any closer to figuring out the solution? Certainly not, that's for sure. I think I actually know the answer. How did you figure it out? I realized that the object we are looking for is made of metal and it can fly. Racing broom, now it has metal on it and can fly. Object is caught, whistle blows, causing a certain game to end. The gift of Hogwarts is a golden snitch. Brilliant, Levi. It must be the right answer. I had no idea you were so good. You may just cut out to make a brilliant curse breaker after all. You may be right, or may be wrong, but of that you'll only learn when you find the first gift of Hogwarts, and with it you return. What we need to do now is find the golden snitch and bring it back here for the Sphinx. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm pretty sure I know someone who does. Andre Igu, who'll know where we can get a golden snitch. What brings you to on the Igu, the style wizard today? It's not a fashion emergency. No, I need your help. Unless that's quite urgent. And that's not fashion related. How curious, I didn't know such a thing existed. For Quidditch, Ravenclaw Quidditch team, Bill and I are trying to find a golden snitch, and we thought you might know how. Now I know you're that kid from Charms class who has trouble with Wingardium Leviosa. I may not be the best when it comes to casting spells yet, but I can still do other things well. And I help and train Levi to become a Ghostbreaker, and it turns out he's actually quite brilliant when it comes to solving puzzles. Know how to get my hands on the Golden Snitch, I'd be a Ravenclaw Star Seeker instead of just a reserve. What do you lot need with the Golden Snitch? Defeat a cagey Sphinx, and in order to do so, we need to present it with a snitch. I very much doubt she would willingly just like you take a golden snitch from her stores. What about after the match is through? What happens to the gold snitches after they have been used? Like to hear, and it's really important we find the snitch. So if I'm hearing you correctly, each golden snitch forms a bond with the first person who touches it. Because of the flash memory, a golden snitch must be used for each and every game. That's correct. Once a golden snitch has been caught, it's forever tied to that player who captured it. What happened to the used golden snitches? But I suppose that many players and fans would try to keep the one for keepsake. I wonder if it might be possible to find a used golden snitch. That's a good idea, though. When it comes to the black market, I wouldn't know where to begin. It's a place to be avoided until one had at least a basic mastery of the defensive spells. Who have lots of experience dealing with unsavory merchants, acquirer of ill-gotten goods, and otherwise all-around good guy, the only one and only J. Kim. I can pay him a visit down in the kitchens, and if he can help us find the used golden snitch. I see you have found your way back to the kitchens. Everyone always does, sooner or later. I've been stuck down here for so long, I'm likely to receive an hour for sandwich making. We need your help tracking down an item that's a bit difficult to find. We're looking for a used golden snitch. Are you ever going to master that spell? I see what you did there. It's focused on other important things. We're actually on a coast-breaking mission with Bill. I'm stuck in the kitchens making sandwiches while you're off battling a Sphinx. Seems fair to me. You obviously did something wrong to wind up in detention. How about you? Do you think it's fair that I'm stuck here in detention? Sorry, you're stuck serving detention. Whatever you did wasn't bad enough to observe this kind of punishment. That's a story for another day. Let's talk about the golden snitch situation. I'm J. Kim. I can find anything. And as it so happens, I have a contact in Nocturne Alley who claims to possess the exact item you need. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'd like to help. As I said, I'm stuck in the kitchen. Since you agree that I don't deserve to be in detention, if you help me sneak out, I'll take you and you alone to see my contact. Tends to get a bit skittish when I've been in a crowd. We can go distract Pitts while Jay slips away unnoticed. For the millionth time, my name is Levi. I'll go over and distract Pitts now. What does Dr. Stain want? Pitts is very busy watching over delinquent students. Pitts is finished answering questions. Pitts needs to get back to work. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. That was brilliant, well done. And now that we have freed Jay from detention, he can take me to meet his contact. This is the spot where my contact said to meet. I'll count on me to find one. If we don't, our entire Coast Bacon mission will be in jeopardy. It's a bit complicated, but I don't see any reason why he would lie. As it just so happens, he owes me a big favor, and now we are simply here to collect. Before he arrives, I have to ask you something. What would you like to know? What is it about helping Leviosa, kid, that's so important to you? Because everyone deserves to pursue their dreams. After all, that's what we are going to Hogwarts for. What's it about? I thought it was all about making detention sandwiches over and over again. All joking aside, it means a lot that you are helping me out today. Speaking of which, here comes my contact. As I told you before, my contact can be a bit skittish. You've got a lot of nerve reaching out to me again, Kim. Actually showing up, Alice, though. I'd like to meet my contact, Alistair Fedrin. So play it. This one is. I don't know, Jay. How can I be certain I'm not talking to a snitch? I don't want any trouble. Alistair is in the market for a used golden snitch. You told me that you have one. A very fine one. In fact, in excellent condition too. I'm very glad to hear you say that. Is your golden snitch for sale? For such a rare item, but you know what? I'm feeling generous. Free of charge, any friend of Jay is a friend of mine. Who said we are friends? It's really a generous offer, but I'm wondering if perhaps it's somehow too generous. Spirit of openness, take a look for yourself. Don't mind if I do. Now that you have had a chance to inspect my offering, surely you can see that my intentions are genuine. And it does at the very least appear to be genuine artifact. I think it will suit my purposes quite nicely. Thank you, I won't forget this. I hope this is all worth it. I'd better head back and meet them now so that the three of us can present the Sphinx the first gift of Hogwarts. Any luck with Jay? He took me to meet his contact and I found the golden snitch. I knew you would come through for us. Oh, you're one step closer to the path of becoming Coastbreaker. Though Be triumphantly. Come a little closer now and reveal your gift to me. I brought you the first gift of Hogwarts, the Golden Snitch. Please don't attack us if we are wrong. Appears quite bent and broken as this item I do inspect to be the first of the Sphinx's riddles. Your answer is correct. We did it. We have found the gift of Hogwarts, and it was all thanks to Levi for cracking that riddle. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have 2 more riddles to solve. I'm starting to get worried. What if the only reason I solved the last one is because of beginner's luck? I trust your puzzle solving skills. I'm confident that you didn't solve the last one due to luck. Appreciate your trust in me, and I'll try to be more confident in myself moving forward. I have a head, but not a brain. I'm full body, but yet have no frame. Many people believe I'm rich, but I possess not to my name. Progressively more difficult to once again. Our puzzle solving. Well, let's talk this through. I have no clue what this would be. Is this like a galleon? I don't know. Alright, so after discussing the clues, the second gift was a head, is full-bodied, and is also rich. You have just described every customer that walks into Gringotts. Let's see what our genius puzzle solver has to say. I've been thinking about the Sphinx's clue, use of the word rich, and I realized there are lots of ways to be rich that don't involve wealth. One can be rich in friendship, rich in love, or even rich in flavor. Are you suggesting the object we are after is a type of food? Sort of. The object has a full body, but no frame, which means it's a shapeless like a liquid. And that's rich in flavor. Second item we need to bring back is full-bodied glass of butterbeer. That's a mission we can all get behind. Let's head to the Three Broomsticks and order a pint. That this won't be your typical friendly social outing to the pub. We'll be there on serious coast-breaking business, and we can't afford to be sidetracked. Speaking of which, you two go ahead. I need to add to Gringotts and appraise good report of our progress. You do that, and meanwhile, Levi and I will get out to find the second gift. Yo, why's the 5 pots? Again. Last pot had 5. The Three Broomsticks is even more crowded than the last time we were here. I guess we are not the only ones who had the bright idea to come in for a refreshing glass of butterbeer. But remember, this isn't recreational. We need the butterbeer for our mission. And acquired the second item both at the same time. Just the potion we were hoping to see. It's awfully busy today. It's been so busy I've almost wanted a butterbeer. We'd like to order some quickly then. What do you do with my butterbeer is all the same to me, though I must say I've never heard of that excuse before. While you're at it, we'll take a round for ourselves too. I'll be right back with those butterbeers. Ask you, what's that? I've been practicing Wingardium Leviosa ever since we were first used, and I've barely made any progress. Only when the time is right, and when will that be, I don't know, but I have faith that if you actually ever need the spell, you'll know exactly what to do. Before starting out on this adventure with you, I was beginning to think my whole life had been cursed. Being bad at one spell doesn't make you a failure. And pretty much everyone else follows me to this day. Without your talent for deciphering riddles, we may not have delivered the first clue or figured out the second. Then perhaps we should share a toast. Here comes Mademoiselle Mota. Just one? I haven't completely won out of Butterbeer. Unfortunately, the bad news is I've only got 1 pint left. 1 pint is all we need in order to please the Sphinx. My hands are a bit tied up. Why would you do Asio? You are a complete moron. I really am close. Are you sure there isn't a barrel in the back? And I haven't had any time to brew a new batch. Do you have some experience making some? Alright, meet me over by the cauldron and we'll brew a new batch together. You are... Alright, our Butterbeer is just about finished brewing. Give it another stir and for good measure. That should do it. Very sorry I botched things up earlier. I'm glad we were at least able to correct the situation. There will always be obstacles to block you at every turn. If you are clever and determined and want to break the course badly enough, you'll always find a way to achieve your goal. You know what? I think I'd like to share that toast with you after all. Let's toast to my excellent mentor and also to overcoming any obstacle that come our way. That's delicious. Success has never tasted so sweet. I could agree, and now that we have had our toast, our coast-breaking adventure awaits. Time to go find Bill and give the Sphinx the second gift of Hogwarts. Welcome back, you two. I can see by the Butterbeer that you had a productive trip. More productive than you even know. Is being too kind. I'm the one who accidentally destroyed the Butterbeer, but then Darkos taught me that any obstacle can be overcome. So we brewed a new batch of Butterbeer, and now here we are with the item for the second riddle. I agree, 2 of them actually, and I'm very grateful for it. How did you manage to go? How are you meeting go with Griphook? To here, we found the first item, and the other goblins are beginning to grow impatient. In that case, we better get a move on and give the second item to the Sphinx. That's the spirit, spoken like a true coastbreaker in training. Hello again, we have returned and we bring the second gift of Hogwarts. I'd just like to say for the record that we would greatly appreciate you if you didn't attack us. Trying the solution all but clear, you have discovered the correct answer and brought me Butterbeer. We have got to know it once again, by my count, that's 2 items down and 1 to go. And not a moment too soon. What's our clue for the third and final gift of Hogwarts? Scarlet and gold, housing a creature most bold, a hand on the hearts of brave wizards young and old. Do either of you have any idea what the answer could be? Well, it's Gryffindor, but like, what about Gryffindor? This third riddle is even more complicated than the first 2. Take your time, follow your puzzle solving instincts. So Levi, after taking some time to think about the riddle, do you have an idea? I'm afraid to report that this puzzle still has me stumped. Skull and gold and houses a creature most bold. You haven't let us down. Even the greatest coast breakers don't all have all the answers. We are a team, and if you are feeling stumped, we'll figure out a way to get through this riddle together. Let's focus on one piece of the puzzle at a time. The rest will fall into the place. Which clue do you like for us to focus on? The color combination is obviously Gryffindor, bud. It's familiar to me too, yet I can't seem to place why. I actually might have an idea what connection it is. Colors of my very own house, Gryffindor. Mine as well, and we must be on the right track. It's starting to come together now, and Skull and Gold, creature most bold, it hangs over our hearts. The answer is Hogwarts Gryffindor house crest. Oh, so it's just a house crest. I really wouldn't have been able to solve this without your help. Pressing question now is, where will we find the Gryffindor crest that we can give to the Sphinx? But then I wouldn't have anything proper to wear to class, and the same goes for me. I'd give you this patch straight off my robes, but I don't think Professor McGonagall would look upon that nice kindly. And while you do that, I think I may have a promising lead as well. How so? I'll give you a hint. It involves someone with red hair who loves dragons and whose initials are CW. I can solve this one. The answer is Bill's brother, Charlie. What makes you think Charlie will be able to help us? I gave Charlie all my old Gryffindor robes, so assuming he hasn't run through all the clothes I gave him, it's all about teamwork. Let's split up and cover every possible angle. I'll set out to the Gryffindor common room straight away. And while you do that, Bill and I will go track Charlie down. If we can get our hands on the patch, we'll be one step closer to finally completing our quest. We really think your brother Charlie will have a spare Gryffindor patch for us to take back to the Sphinx. I'd hate to come back to him empty-handed. You really care about Levi, don't you? Everyone deserves a chance to pursue their dreams. As his mentor, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that happens. This may be my mission, but it's clear to the both of you are just as invested in it as I am. Let's go see if he has a Gryffindor patch. Don't let that wheelbarrow go tipping over. I'm trying my best, but all this dragon dung is very heavy. Can Bill and I help you with that? What? Oh, hello there. What brings you and Bill to me garden so unexpectedly? Come for one of me famous rock cakes, did ya? Actually, we came to find Charlie. I may be your younger brother, Bill, but I'm not a child anymore. You don't need to check in on me all the time. From the looks of things, perhaps I do. The old robes I gave you are all scorched and in tatters. What happened to you two anyways? Have you gotten into some trouble? You are both acting a little suspicious. Is everything alright? Of course it is. It's a funny story really, but here help us tend to me garden. I've had a chance to hear your story. I'm a bit confused at how you all got this dragon dung. Charlie says he found it near the Three Broomsticks, yet Hagrid says he got it from the friend in Diagon Alley. It's quite a funny story. Aren't quite adding up, something's fishy. I don't know exactly what you two have been up to, but if you don't want to tell us, I won't press you any further. That way, if anyone comes asking, you won't be able to tell them. It's probably for the best. Yeah, forget I just said that. It clearly did a number on Charlie's robes. This happens to Charlie all the time when he's dealing with not dragons. Speaking of your robes, that's exactly what we came to talk to you about. You came to talk about my robes. We are on a Coastbreaking mission, and we need to get our hands on Gryffindor House crest. I gave you all my old robes when I graduated. I figured you'd have an extra patch to spare. This was actually my last set of good robes. Dealing with not dragons has really taken a toll on my wardrobes. And I can't exactly afford to buy new robes. We Weasleys aren't overflowing with galleons. Would you be willing to give us your old shredded ones? Very well then, in that case I know just the person to talk to about getting you some robes. We're going back to Andre? Five out of five, okay. Back again, are you still having trouble with the golden snitch? We already solved the first part, thanks in part to you. But after you connected us with Jay, one of his contacts came through with us, for us. But if you are not here searching for golden snitches, what did you come back for? We came because we are working on the third riddle, and this time we actually do have a fashion emergency. I'm assuming that since you have an impeccable sense of style, your fashion emergency has something to do with the young Papo who stands before me in tattered rags. I promised Charlie I'd help him find a new set of robes. You thought correctly, but before I agree to offer you my stylish services, what makes this particular fashion emergency so important that you need my help? By helping Charlie, you'd really be helping me. I have so many people depending on me to break this curse. I'd hate to have to turn back now. You are my friend, and if it really means that much to you, of course I'll help. Let's get you fitted up for a brand new set of robes. I'd like to present you the new Charlie Weasley. Looking good, very dapper. It's nice to be in a fresh set of clothes for once. I can't wait to see the look on Mom's face when she sees you. Promise to give these robes the proper care they deserve. I'll be sure to wear something else next time I am out chasing not dragons. Allow me to return the favor. I'd like you to have my old robes to help your coast-breaking assignment. This isn't just any gift, you know. It's the one thing I really need in order to help ensure the success of both of my friends. Now, the Sphinx will allow us to collect our reward. We'll be excited to hear we found the third item. Let's pick him up and we can deliver it to the Sphinx. How many? Okay, this is only 2. Thank God. Because I'm running out of energy. I'm so glad to hear you were able to get the Gryffindor patch. Me too, and we even managed to fit him with some new robes. High and low in the Gryffindor common room for a house crest, but short of prying one straight off the fireplace mantle, there was surprisingly none to be found. But thought better of it after what happened last time. For all of us, that won't be necessary now. We still need to do our duty as Coastbreakers. Let's do it. Then hopefully we'll be able to collect the treasure. The House of Gryffindor. The item you present to me represents those brave and true. High praises is rightly due. We have solved all 3 riddles for the thrill, and now that we have brought back all 3 items, I believe we are owed the treasure. I guess not. Before you claim this treasure, I have one last puzzle to make you think. Among these cherished gifts you bring, what is the more common link? Though we should have expected as much, I've never known a Sphinx that didn't love one final kiss. I know what the answer is. It's so easy. Madam Sphinx, all 3 of the objects we found are golden. I had high hopes for the 3 of you, although I can't say why, but this final riddle you answered wrong, and for that you must die. What have you done? I really thought I had it. I'm so sorry. Before we all do something we are going to regret, I'd like to ask you one more chance. You have asked the Sphinx for mercy, and never before has this been done. For a second chance at redemption, explain why I should give you one. We should get one answer per person. I know we are only supposed to get one answer, but there are 3 of us here before you. That stands to reason that we should each get a chance to answer your riddle correctly. Grant not 2, but 1 last riddle chance before meeting your demise. I finally started to feel confident about myself, and before I knew it, the answer just came flying out. Mistakes get made when we don't work as a team, but we are a team. Absolutely right, and that's why this time we are going to solve this puzzle together. Man, the image showed dueling. I thought. Now that we have had a chance to go through all the clues as a team, I'd like to hear what my teammates think. Racking my brain trying to figure out what the Golden Snitches, Butterbeer, and House Crest have in common. Can't help but think, could it be all that these objects somehow unite people? You're on to something, and I think you have just helped me figure out what the answer is. Don't announce it to the Sphinx unless you're absolutely certain. I'd never forgive myself if I botched our chance at treasure for a second time. But then you passed it all up just because you were afraid of making a mistake. This is certainly a big risk we'd be taking. If you have faith in Levi, then I do too. I do have faith in you, and if you truly believe that you know the answer, you should tell it to Sphinx. Is that they all bring people together, and bringing people together is the true gift of Hogwarts. You've solved my final riddle with an answer correct. The Sphinx has been defeated, so the treasure you may collect. We finally did it. Brilliant work. Thanks to your effort, we have beaten the Sphinx. All thanks to our efforts, Bill, and also for Dark Horse's help, helping me have faith in myself. I knew you could do it. Now the treasure is ours, and we are officially a Coastbreaker. Let's take our prize back to Gringotts and show Grippo our fourth results. You and your friends have returned, and you have Cumberland and treasure too. And you should know this treasure was not easy to come by. We had to defeat a KG Sphinx in order to get it for you. We needed to solve several incredible difficult riddles, has filled me in with some of the broader details. I'd like to hear a full debrief from the three of you. Upon hearing the full story, well done. You have provided this bank with credit service. Glad we were able to help recover the treasure that was owed to you. My most sincere debt of gratitude. You have my many thanks. They did a tremendous job solving the Sphinx riddle and uncovering the true gift of Hogwarts. I got to learn so much from watching you both work. I truly have great mentors. Thanks to your dream of becoming a Cursebreaker, I got to work with an old friend and a new one too. We got to defeat a Sphinx. In the process, it was also exhilarating. Solving Sphinx riddles was my best part. That was my favorite part as well. I really enjoyed working through all those puzzles with you. You're Wilfred Levy Kid, Cursebreaker extraordinaire. I suppose I am. Thank you for helping me realize that, and for believing in me, even when I had trouble believing in myself. Are we friends now? As a wise Sphinx once said, the gift of Hogwarts is that it brings people together. I am too, and I feel so lucky to consider you my new friend. Cursebreakers are done patting each other on the back. Oh shit. I accidentally tapped. And that's to help us lift this heavy treasure up onto the cart so that we may haul it away into the vaults. You and Bill staying back, this one's all on me. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. This time has come. Wingardium Leviosa. Hey, you did it! You finally did it. You successfully mastered the levitation charm. I had one final curse that needed to be broken. If people do keep calling me Leviosa Kid, I won't mind at all. It will be a name I can be proud of. Well, that's that. We got a new